For some months now, we've been waiting to see if an 11th team would be joining the Formula One grid in 2025 or potentially 2026. That's what Andretti Autosport wanted to do in association with General Motors. They are not deemed fit to join the grid in commercial terms by the sports commercial rights holder in either of those two seasons.
I'm devastated. I won't say anything else because I can't find any words besides devastated. Formula One elitism has struck again because the Andretti's bid to join the series has officially been rejected. This is a huge disappointment for all of racing. Andretti is one of the biggest names in all of sports, period. They've won everything in racing, and now their bid to join the so-called pinnacle of motorsports has been denied. Andretti and General Motors had formed a technical partnership to join Formula One as an 11th team. The bid was approved from technical perspective by the governing FIA last year. General Motors would have used their Cadillac brand, and the bid likely would have relied on a Renault engine deal for the short-term future. While they were waiting through the second stage of being approved by Formula One, the team was active in the Toyota wind tunnels. Here's a photo of their 2024 spec model, which eventually would transition into a full 2025 test program if they were to get approved. The design team was working flat out on the basis that it would eventually get the green light from Formula One to debut in either 2025 or 2026. Unfortunately, that won't be happening, and Formula One isn't willing to revisit the issue until 2028, when General Motors has an engine ready for competition. So let's go over the reasons why they were denied. The first says, our assessment process has established that the presence of an 11th team would not, on its own, provide value to the championship. The most significant way in which a new entrant would bring value is by being competitive. We do not believe the applicant would be a competitive participant. Man, that's crazy to already suggest that the team wouldn't be competitive. It's one thing to be a championship caliber team, but to already assume they're not going to be competitive? You mean to tell me you think they wouldn't score a single point? They had a pretty solid plan in place, and for Formula One not to even give it a chance is very strange. What makes you think they're going to be more competitive 3 years down the road? You don't know for sure because they haven't ran a single lap. Another reason they gave was not liking their plan. The need for any team to take any compulsory power unit supply potentially over a period of several seasons would be damaging to the prestige and standing of the championship. Again, the plan with Renault was only going to last for a couple of seasons. That was too much to ask, apparently. I guess you're not allowed to be a customer team anymore, even though you have teams like Haas and Alfa Romeo. But this next reason is hilarious. While the Andretti name carries some recognition for F1 fans, our research indicates that F1 would bring value to the Andretti brand rather than the other way around. So like most of the other Formula One teams in the field, are you serious? Your sport is worldwide. Of course you're gonna bring value to your teams. While a lot of these other brands are known, some do push the needle more than others, looking at Ferrari and Red Bull, but the Andretti brand is synonymous with racing. And just to say it has some recognition with Formula One fans, no, it has a shit ton. You mean to tell me the Haas brand at the moment would carry more value and recognition for Formula One than Andretti? At the end of the day, every team that joins Formula One is obviously going to benefit from being in Formula One. That's what happens when you build yourself as the so-called pinnacle of racing. The addition of an 11th team would place an operational burden on race promoters and would subject some of them to significant costs and would reduce the technical, operational, and commercial spaces of the other competitors. I'll admit that's a legit reason. The way some of these tracks are built only can fit 20 teams, but at the end of the day, you either run or build these tracks that can only fit 20 teams. Is that kind of gatekeeping in a way, or am I just reading too much into that? We were not able to identify any material expected positive effects effect on CRH financial results as a key indicator of the pure commercial value of the championship. On the basis of the application as it stands, we do not believe the applicant has shown that it would add value to the championship. We conclude that the applicant's application to participate in the championship should not be successful. We would look differently on an application for the entry of a team into the 2028 championship with a GM power unit either as a GM Works team or as a GM customer team designing all allowable components in-house. In this case, there would be additional factors to consider in respect of the value that the applicant would bring to the championship, in particular in respect of bringing a prestigious new OEM to the sport as a PU supplier. Formula One was doing too much when announcing all of this. They simply drug them. They didn't just say, oh no, you can't be in it. They just simply said nope and just drug them across the floor. Every time I read those reasons, I just got such a smug vibe coming from Formula One. To sit there and say Andretti brings no value is not only a slap in the face to the Andretti family, but an insult to Mario Andretti's legacy. You would think winning the World Drivers' Championship, Indy 500, and Daytona 500, and being the most recognizable name in all of sports would be good enough, but nope. Andretti and Cadillac hired big names in the racing world and set up a satellite UK base in Silverstone to support the team's global racing hub in Indianapolis, but the FIA has already deemed them to be uncompetitive. Come on, you didn't even give them a chance. But looking back, many in Formula One were already skeptical about Andretti joining the grid for 2025 or 2026. It's pretty funny, they want more American races and more American fans, but as far as more American teams with one of the biggest American names in all of American motorsports, they see absolutely zero value being brought to the table. Make it make sense. In conclusion, I'm just gonna put it like this. Stop chasing after someone who doesn't want you. And right now, Formula One does not want Andretti, but it's okay. Andretti doesn't need them. They can continue to try and help IndyCar get back to the place it needs to be, or maybe dip their toes into the world of NASCAR. Although I'm pretty sure they're not gonna stop trying to get into Formula One, it's just a shame it has to be this hard for one of the greatest racing families ever. This makes Formula One look not only more elite than it already is, but the most unappealing it has ever looked, in my opinion. Anyways, let me know down in the comments how you feel about the situation, and hopefully we'll see Andretti in Formula One in the upcoming years. And once again, that'll do it for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. Catch you next time.
But I believe that the business is working great with 10 teams, and I'm a firm believer if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think it's right just the way it is.
So if you're talking to prospective teams coming in, would your advice be do what I did, buy an existing team, rebrand it?
Exactly. I mean, which is, you look what Audi done. Audi wanted to come in the sport. They bought a team. The right way to come in. If you want to enter the NFL today, you want to enter NHL hockey, you want to enter any great sports franchise, you got to buy a team. I do believe they want to enter, they should buy a team like others have done.